Excerpt from Ivo on Universal Law. Book currently being written, channeled by Sharon Stewart. Ivo on the Law of Oneness. Me, so why separate the dimensions? Ivo, they have different properties and frequency levels. The different properties indicate different things to learn. There is less separation, for example in 5D, because everyone is telepathic, your minds are linked and actively communicating through these links. Whereas on your planet now, in lower 4D, this is not possible for many. We have separate physical bodies, yes, but are aware that they need not be. We are aware of the properties of energy and realize that we are all, in fact, one. So we treat the beings, plants and animal life around us with the same respect we would bestow upon ourselves. To do otherwise would be irrational. On your planet, you believe in many erroneous ideas. You believe that you are all separate. You believe that what you do does not affect anyone else. You believe that other than physically, what others do cannot affect you. You believe that you are of a higher order than the plants and animals because you can eat them. You believe that you do not affect your weather. I will tell you that these are erroneous ideas. When it comes to the earth, you must think of yourselves as a collective. Quite often you fail to do that. You call your collective humanity, because of course, you do not consider that there are humans in other parts of the galaxy. So your choice of word indicates that you believe yourselves to be alone in the galaxy, the only branch of humanity. We galactics call ourselves by our home star, star system or our home planet. You have the Pleiadians, who are named after a system, but then there are the Electras, the Alcyons, etc. Your people are called Terrans by us because you live on the planet Terra. No, we do not call you Gaians, but you could call yourselves that, as Gaia is a Greek word, originating on your planet. You create countries that are economic regions of the world. You defend their borders with board duty officers who look for items you may have smuggled over this border. Countries are economic regions, nothing more. You have religions. There are many religions, in Christianity all worshipping the same God but in different ways. There are many other religions worshipping and following the practices of many other deities. And the belief in these deities creates more separation as well. You have states or provinces within your countries that delineate other economic regions, then cities, towns, etc. You have governments for every one of these regions. It is no wonder you think of yourself as separate. And then every few years you have the Olympics where all these countries compete with each other for awards, to see which is the best country at a particular sport. More separation. Do any of you ever see a border? There is a large part of Canada that is bordered with the United States, in the west, with no natural boundary such as a river such as the St. Lawrence River provides a boundary in the east of the country. But you could conceivably stand with one foot in North Dakota and the other foot in Manitoba, and if you had a cane you could plant that cane in Saskatchewan. You could declare yourself in two provinces and one state simultaneously, but another person from another world would wonder sincerely what you meant. There is no border. Your minds just believe them to be there. You were taught this. Now you must unteach yourself this. You are all one. One world. Of course, this is part of the ruse that is played out every night upon your 6 p.m. news. You have your local news, news of the surrounding area. You have your national news, that of your country. And you have your international news. So these partitions are created in your newscasts. And then they show you the war in the Middle East on international news. Well, that is not your business, you think, because that is so far away. It is not your local news. Well, it is. When you look at life energetically, you are as much a part of the Middle East and its troubles as you are a part of your own daily life. There is no separation in energy. You are affected by the woes of the Middle East as much as you are affected by your own problems. Negativity affects your world at a global level. Negativity begets negativity. If you wish humanity to thrive upon Earth, stop what is going on in the Middle East, help those suffering from typhoons in the Philippines, and help those dying from AIDS in Africa. Because energetically, which is what you are a part of it. Do not turn a blind eye and declare that is not my problem. because it is. Today, Sharon watched an episode of Cosmic Disclosure, where Emery was speaking of what would happen if he breached protocol in the secret military. At one point he said, he had done just that, and was taken into a room and was hit on the back of the head. As Emery spoke about this, in a recorded video, Sharon felt a pain in the back of her head, and she was correct in presuming she was feeling some of the pain that he had when he was hit. Now, this was a recorded message she was watching long after the fact. The actual event happened years ago, but she was able to pick up on the energy he felt at being struck in the head. Now tell me that people dying in the Middle East is not your problem. You now have an idea of what was happening when the Lyrans decided that they needed to learn to live together in harmony. Because they were all empathic at the time. When one was hurt, the rest felt it as well. Yes. And this day will come for the Terrans. It is already on the increase because Sharon has not had that level of empathic ability to date. She is just developing this ability to feel others' pain. Me, oh great. Ivo, my dear, you can be as sarcastic as you like, you are gifted with the ability to relate to all humans on a high energetic level. The others on your planet are not, but this day will come. Then you will have to put down your weapons and stop killing each other, because you will understand the law of oneness to the extent that harming another is to harm yourself. You will feel their pain as if it were yours. Your people are very shut down right now, but they will evolve to the point that they will be able to put themselves in others' shoes very literally. This is what happened with the Lyrans and why they learned to get along in harmony. It had gotten to that point. This is the law of oneness. To be able to feel another's pain, hear their thoughts and feel their emotions as if you were them. This is why living in peace and harmony for all was essential. This is why looking after others' needs as if they were your own was essential to be learned. It was necessary for them. We galactics are trying to spare you the pain of learning the way our forefathers learned, the hard way. Me, wow. Well, that'll speed up everyone's trip to the doctors when you walk in there and they can feel your pain. LOL should make diagnosing illness a lot easier. Ivo, it should make eradication of illness a priority, I would think. It did for the Lyrans. Me, Ivo, that's really interesting. Ivo, my love, it is galactic history. And a lesson we bring to all ascending cultures. You must begin to change. Begin by seeing yourself as part of a collective called Earthlings, Gaians, humanity on Earth, people. Whatever you wish to call the collective. You are. Yes, such as Gene Roddenberry's show. You are 7 of 9. Me, geez, I wish, LOL. Ivo, in your life, you are number 1 of 7.442 billion people. But you are a part of a greater whole that is energetically linked. And this collective is linked to Gaia and the animals upon her. The next thing is to imagine what will happen on your world when the false idea of separation is dropped. Yes, such as John Lennon sang in Imagine. The world living as one. This is what Creator wants. Unity. Love. Peace. Harmony. He wants that for you. You must want it for yourselves now. When false economic borders are dropped and people learn to relate to others as simply other people, a part of the whole collective upon your planet, rather than someone to look down their noses at for having less money than themselves. Pettiness and arrogance. And then to let others starve while you have too much. When the day comes that you feel others' pain, this will be rectified. You will be throwing your money at them in order to stop yourself from suffering. You see, your world has been controlled by beings who are unfeeling and conscienceless. And your current societies and structures are a result of them imposing their thinking and ways of life upon you. This is why you are in a battle for your consciousness right now, so that you can wake up and evolve yourselves to live in higher consciousness as is your God-given right. Those who rob you of this will be overthrown on all timelines at some point, when your people learn to feel as a collective. You will need to change your experience. Some timelines will wake up before that point, others will have to do it the hard way. The point I am making by saying this is that your experience of being a human, to this point, has been as a shut-down individual with little empathy for others. But that is not what being a human is. We are a collective who feel, think and emote collectively. And this experience is coming for you. Soon. To date, your people have slaughtered others upon your planet mercilessly because it could be accomplished with no repercussions. You have lived with no heart because you have not lived as true humans do.